folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Today we're taking a look at the two different versions of Amun-Re. Now this is the original version from Rio Grande Games. This is the new version from Tasty Minstrel Games. I already like this box size better, but these are probably my two favorite box sizes. Now if you saw these both, the covers look pretty good. They're both good. This one here, nice stark two statues with the sun in the background. This here gives you, this is a nice picture there with Egypt with the statue. So they're both good. But we're going to take a look farther inside the box. Now, to be clear, this is not about the game. I love Amun-Re, and today I'm also posting a review of my opinions on Amun-Re, so you can go check out that information. Here, we're just going to compare the components. Let's take a look. All right, so first of all, you can see a major change in the boards. I mean, look at the size. The new one is double the size of the old one. Now, the old one has a more colorful feel. You can see the color background. The new one is slightly blander, but you can see a splash of color on it. I could see liking both of them. Honestly, the bigger one appeals to me more. It looks a little more modern. This one looks like an older game, but they're both fine. The newer board is much thicker. It's a really thick board, and that I like. Good quality board. It's a 6-fold board too. So that's probably the biggest noticeable change. But then we have the pyramids. Let's take a closer look at this stuff. So the pyramids, they look exactly the same in a sense and how they look, but except for the bricks. The bricks, oh, these are nice little bricks. I love these bricks. These look like chiclets. And if you notice, they take some, I don't know why they have these white spots on them. They've got it over the years. These are made of resin, the new stuff. So, I guess you can't drop them all over the place possibly. They feel sturdy enough though. And they're bigger than the old ones, but they're both good, right? Now, the bidding markers in the original one were also that chiclet style. Now we have this more using a person type style. I'm cool with either one of them. It doesn't really matter. But so again, there's another point for the new edition. This is a sheet that tells you kind of how to play the game around summary and scoring. This is only in the old edition. This is something I wish they would have kept because I like those scoring sheets. And then we have the farmers. The old ones were smaller. The new ones are bigger. They look pretty much the same. A more noticeable difference are the temples. The temples were on the edge of the board. They were printed on the board with a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the numbers on them. The new ones are tiles. They're pretty much the same size, actually. But the tiles, the old one, you had a temple piece here that would move on top of it to show where it was at. The problem is that temple piece will cover the number or whatever. So this tile I like this better. Just see what the offering is, place that tile on the board, and you know what's going on. Now let's compare cards. Now the cards here, this is the one thing I think the older version had better. I'm a fan of white borders on cards, but the white borders here aren't evenly spread. They're also quite thick. It just comes across as looking a little cheap. And while each of the numbers here showed a different amount of coins, I liked how the old cards had different colors. So it was easy for me just to make change and move things around. The offering cards, this one's red, this one's blue. You can see some of this is one of the special cards. So the new ones look a little better, but I think the old ones were a little clearer. So I think the winner for this is the older version. Finally, we have the rule books. The Tasty Mints rule book does what I always wanted you to do. Show exactly how setup is, and then explains everything in nice, clear methods and even gives a way to play. The old rule book is fine, doesn't show that setup, but also is very clear. It wasn't like the old rule book was bad, although it was much longer. As far as I can tell, the rules have functionally are the same. They changed some of the wording, I think, and there might be minor differences I haven't noticed, but the game is pretty much the same. And that's it. Pretty simple, really. I mean, you can't really get this one much anyway, so you might as well get the new edition. But I'm glad to say the new edition is, for the most part, an improvement over the original one. Other than the cards, and even the cards aren't bad, it's just I like the old ones better. But other than that, the bigger board, the nicer pyramids, and of course, it's just a fantastic game that we're really glad to have back in print. So, good. It's good to see Tasty Minstrel making these great reprints. I hope they continue to do so. If you're still wondering about how the game plays, make sure you check out my full review on Amun-Re.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool Stuff, in stock. Check them out at coolstuffinc.com.